Hey guys, welcome back to Coin Knowledge. So today we're going to be covering a new gaming altcoin that did recently go ahead in TGE, one that has had some anticipation going for it as far as an upcoming launch, because they have had for quite a while a pretty big, play to airdrop campaign going on for several months now, and one project that we did see them take a kind of a detour as far as the normal meta that we've been seeing for newer gaming altcoins as of late. So before we get into the thick of the video and kind of cover the project more in depth, as always, if you guys get value out of the content here, if you guys could subscribe to the channel and like the video, your support does go a long way. So if you take a look at the token today, it is Island with the Nifty Island project. So if you're not familiar with what Nifty Island is, it is a kind of like a user-generated gaming project where you can get in here. The community can get in here and build different islands, and people can play on everyone else's islands, and it's literally just people make different projects. Imagine it kind of in a sense where it's like Roblox in a sense, or like Sandbox, where people just make different islands, you can play on it. Now, I believe part of that airdrop was making islands and having people play on it, but I think that has concluded at this time, I do believe, but I could be wrong there. This is one that I did not participate in as far as an airdrop goes, but if we take a look at the project, just again, full disclosure, but if we take a look at Nifty Island, so one, the project does look pretty decent as far as the gameplay goes from, and I think they did have quite a big community farming and actually engaging into this project as well. So again, you just get in here, create your own island, play with the community, and win prizes as well. They do have a bunch of different like community different characters or skins in here, like Bored Ape Yacht Club, Pudgy Penguins, Sappy Seals, Utes, a couple other ones, different quests as well. Just a quick overview of the website. And again, these are just some of the islands. There's actually a lot of them that people have gone ahead and made and that people can actually play on, as essentially like little mini games. Like, you can make an island for like mini golf or tag or hide and seek, or just just cool islands like this and explore. So that's kind of roughly, what Nifty Island is. But when we go ahead and look at the token, again, this thing did launch, I believe, the 17th of December. Now, what's interesting about Nifty Island here is that they actually went ahead and took a detour from what we've seen from a lot of gaming projects. We've seen stuff like Xborg, Seed World, Champs with Super Champs, even Play recently here, launch with the whole gaming meta of just decentralized exchanges only, no centralized exchange listings, and essentially almost fully diluted. Well, Nifty Island has gone ahead and done the complete opposite of that. They have already launched with plenty of centralized exchange listings like Baguette, KuCoin, Mexi, Get.io, kind of the normal tier 2, tier 3s. And they did launch, not fully diluted really at all. But what's interesting when we look at Nifty Island here, it is around a $20 million market cap with an FDV of 116 million. So there is some dilution there as well. But when we go look at the vesting, what's interesting is, yes, they did go ahead and go with centralized exchange listings out the gate. Yes, there is some dilution there. And yes, some of the tokens are untracked on Crypto Rank. But I do believe that, we can see that there's no unlocks for the first 12 months, after TGE. So whereas they did go ahead and kind of negate the whole gaming meta as far as TGEs that we've seen recently with those different projects that have all gone ahead and done well. I mean, Xborg has done well, Seed World, Play. Granted, yes, with the market conditions right now, that's unfair to look at them right now, but if you look at their charts, they have performed quite well, especially Super Champs has crushed it out of all of them, and they all followed that same recipe for a fair launch, no exchange listings out the gate. Whereas Nifty Island has gone ahead and done the different of that. So I did find that to be a little interesting here, but having no unlocks for the first 12 months is always a bullish thing, because as a lot of people are expecting, essentially by mid-December 2025, we could be looking at the blow off top, if not, Bitcoin and the markets, kind of going back into that bear market action, but nobody really knows, and that's a whole other topic. But either way, I did think, seeing a gaming project like this come into market and kind of just do it the more traditional way that we've seen gaming projects, launch for years now is different, especially when we look at all the different projects here recently. Now, what they have going on in their ecosystem, as we're seeing a lot of projects, not just gaming, but a lot of projects, RWA, gaming, other niches, try to integrate some kind of AI into their ecosystem, because we know AI and AI agents are a hot narrative as well. They did put out this tweet here, it's their pinned tweet on their Twitter. Dear AI agents, today they share the future of AI in Nifty Island and extend you an opportunity. They want to enable them to play, create, commission user-generated content, and incentivize players to play on your behalf. They're trying to talk, I think, to the AI agents. Obviously, that's what they're trying to do here. But they say Nifty Island is a free-to-play public good. Premier access is gated by their token, the Island token, and any agent created or holding greater than 100,000 Island will be integrated in perpetuity. The more you hold, the greater the priority you will receive. So I don't know what kind of integration they're trying to do there, if that's supposed to just be like a play on words or something, but again, they're trying to integrate something there as far as AI agents. It seems, and I could be reading that wrong. Let me pause that here, but they do have like Vader AI, Gamer, Eliza, a couple of different AI agents that we're familiar with. But as far as the project goes, they have quite a, over 100,000 following. The project does look, again, pretty solid. Now, is it my favorite user-generated content, kind of game like this in the space? Personally, as a quality standpoint, it's not my favorite. I do think the gameplay, whereas it does look, decent, I don't think it looks the most crisp, in my opinion, as far as a quality standpoint goes in this genre of gaming projects. And yes, the no unlock for the first 12 months, in my opinion, is definitely something you do want to see, and it is a bullish thing as well. Aspect. I do think, projects that are launching without those centralized exchange listings do have a little bit more flexibility. They are most of the time fully diluted, and I think that those are potential catalysts moving forward for those projects, whereas Nifty Island, they are missing a bunch of tier 1s, tier 2 exchanges, Mexi, KuCoin, BitGet, Get.io. Those are 4 potential catalysts that they could have used potentially later on throughout the cycle. Now, obviously, Nifty Island, they've gone ahead. They've generated plenty of hype with their airdrop campaign that, again, in my opinion, I think it has come to an end. That would be a little too long to get on there, but you could just go to airdrop if you did farm it, and you could see, if you do qualify, if you were playing it, then I'm sure you're already tracking the airdrop, but they did have that going on for several months now, so there was plenty of room to get involved in there as well. If you didn't, then that's a bummer, but there's always other opportunities. Now, it's not going to show, I believe, all the funding on CryptoRank, because I do believe they probably raised more than that. So not a whole lot of information here to go off of. But either way, that's a new gaming project that, we've briefly brought up in the past. But again, this was not one that I personally partook in the airdrop. If you did farm the Island token, let me know in the comments below. Did it turn out to be lucrative for you? Is it a project that you actually, if you have gotten your hands and actually gone ahead and played, any of the islands in Nifty Island? Let me know if you actually thought it was fun, if this is a project that you're bullish on, if not, or if this is the first time you're hearing of this project. But I do think, we've talked about this with stuff like Seed World. I do think user-generated content projects like Nifty Island, like Seed World, they do well. I mean, we saw stuff like Sandbox and Decentraland do well last cycle, going to several billions in market cap. So I do think this project does have, room to grow in that category. And obviously the vesting is decent. For a newer altcoin following the traditional launch, I don't think you can get much better than that. So the dilution really is nothing to worry about, in my opinion. And at a low market cap, now if this had launched at 100 million market cap, it'd be a different story. But at around that 12 million or 20 million market cap, I do think it is quite low for what they're building. And because of the category they're in, or the sub niche in gaming, which I do think is still a hot narrative this cycle, I do think they have potential to do well. And it's interesting to see a project in the gaming sector at least come to market with the exchange listings. Again, I think the vesting is obviously saving them quite a bit here, but come to market and still have a pretty decent chart. This thing essentially came and hit the market, essentially, let's be real, around that 5-cent range, and this thing climbed all the way up to 20 cents. So if you caught in early enough, you would have made a 4x, and now it just came back down towards those 10-cent regions. So it's still up, about a 2x from the initial kind of sell-off, or initial, price would actually consolidated. So it's still up about a 2x if you got in early on the Island token. So I do think anyone that got in early here, I do think you're going to do quite well, because the project does have that hype behind it. They do have a working product. People have been playing it for months, farming the airdrop. And I think these projects do well in gaming. I think I'm a little bit more bullish on user-generated projects like this because we know that they've done well in the past. You know, there wasn't really a lot of FPSs or third-person shooters or racing driving games, stuff like that, that went to billions in market cap last cycle. Not like stuff like Sandbox and Decentraland. Obviously, we had the metaverse hype, but I still think that these projects do have a place in gaming, in my opinion. So that is it, guys. I just wanted to bring Nifty Island to your attention. If this is a project you've been tracking, maybe you had forgotten about it because gaming has not been hot, the market hasn't been hot. If you were farming this airdrop and again, somehow you forgot that you farmed it, you know, you actually could maybe have an allocation waiting for you, I believe. And if you're just, you know, knew about Nifty Island, but you did not realize that they had hit the market, well, here you go. They have the Island token out in the open market. That is a short and skinny of it with their vesting, with the overall, you know, coverage of their project, what they have going on. You know, it's one that I am definitely going to add to my watch list. I'm going to keep an eye on it because, again, I do like these kind of projects, but it is just the main highlight to see a gaming project not follow the normal meta that we've been seeing lately, and to see it still work out is interesting, kind of going against the recent meta of just a fair launch, centralized exchanges or dexes only, no centralized exchange listings. So interesting to still see that that can still play out and work for some projects as long as there is quality there. But either way, that is Nifty Island. As always, let me know in the comments below what do you think of this project. If there's other projects in the space that you want my opinion on, if you want me to cover, then please comment them below or ask me in the Discord. Try to answer all you guys' comments, and you know, thank you for taking the time to watch the video. It does mean a lot. And if you guys want an optional way of supporting the channel, there is a Patreon linked below or the Discord you can get into as well. And as always, if you guys got value out of the content here today, or if I answered any, you know, unanswered questions, or if this is the first time you're finding out about Nifty Island, or again, maybe you remembered you have an allocation from that airdrop you farmed from Nifty Island, then if you guys could like the video, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, see you guys.